Here at the FayWhat Show, we bring you interesting people that really make such a difference in our LGBTQ plus community. Today is no different. We bring you Mr. Ally himself, the mayor of Wilton Manors, Scott Newton. Hello, everyone. So I have a mayor in bed this morning with me. The scandal of it all, escándalo. Scott Newton is the mayor of Wilton Manors, and he is who's going to be in bed with me. And here is the shock of it all, you know? As we say, Wilton is the gayest place on planet Earth. Our mayor, he's straight as can be, my friends, straight as can be. Except he hangs out at places like Alibi and Myth and Hunters and just loves to be with his gays. That's it. So let me give you a little background on our mayor, all right? So Scott was born and raised in Wilton Manors, all right? They probably built a hospital just so he can be born in Wilton. And he's lived here his entire life. He has been a city leader for more than 30 years, okay? He was first elected to the city commission in 2000, and in 2002 became vice mayor. And in 2004, he became mayor. He served 4 years. He then became a commissioner again in 2004 and served until 2018. He was elected mayor again in 2020 and in 2022. He made news this week by announcing his final election will be his re-election in November. You heard how I said he's going to be re-elected? Okay, because that's me saying that he's going to be re-elected, right? And I manifest things like that. I got that power. I'm just saying. I don't think I have to manifest too much. We love Scott Newton, you know? So, welcome to the FayWhat Show, Mayor Scott Newton. Wait a minute. The crowd goes wild.
It's great to be here with you.
Oh my God, I love having you back in bed. You know, this is the second time that you're in bed with me. Yes. Scott, do you remember the first time that you were?
It was awesome. The first time's always the best.
The first time is always the best, right? Because you know you got to be a little more gentle with each other. Exactly. But everybody came out of this situation super happy. Let's put it that way. And here we are, a couple of years later, you know, and I love you even more now, Scott. Like now we get to spend time together. Now we're always at each other's events, you know. Right off the bat, I have to say thank you. And the reason I say thank you is because you're the epitome of what an ally could be, should be, you know. That's why everybody thinks you're freaking gay.
I tell sometimes, I don't know, maybe I am sometimes.
I mean, you know, and again, it's answers like that are reasons why we love our mayor so much. You know, you folks know, yeah, I live in Miami, but I'm a hashtag Wilton girl, okay? I spend more time in Wilton than I do in Miami by far, you know? So when I say my mayor, I consider Scott Newton my mayor because that is where I spend my money. That is where I play. That is where I work. You know, is Wilton Manors. And that gives that to so many people. And you are at the heart of that, Scott.
I've seen you like 3 times in the last week, right?
I know. I know.
Awesome.
And I consider that a blessing because I come from a place, like I'm from New Jersey, right? And we don't see our mayor. Our mayor is not sitting at one of the local places having something to eat, you know? That's not common, Scott. Yet you are everywhere. Like, if you ever want to see the mayor, you can honestly send him a messenger through Facebook and he'll reply. Like, he's just that kind of a mayor. Yeah. And I'm not even soothing you. It's just how you are. I get so excited. So let's talk. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Let's talk about re-election, okay? So you announced to my dear friend John Hayden over at Out South Florida that you were running again, right?
Correct.
And you've been asked many times probably about what you hope that you would do with your time as mayor. And I remember that I read, I want to say in the Sunset, no, I don't want to get that wrong if that's wrong, but it said Scott's goal for his tenure as mayor is to lead the island city into the next decade by uniting our diverse communities, improving and hardening the city's infrastructure, and creating a climate for thoughtful redevelopment of the aging commercial infrastructure, okay? Do you think that you have completed all those goals?
I think we're well on our way.
Okay.
But we're not there yet. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm going to do one more term. But I promise you right now, I'm saying this to you and everybody else out there, this will be my final term as mayor or on the commission. I will be 70 years old when I'm done, and I want to go and travel around the world.
And you deserve that. Are you sure you want to leave us?
Well, I will never leave Wilton Manors.
Never.
Even if I'm gone as being mayor or commissioner, I will always come to the meetings and say, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Here's what where are you going here? What's going on here?
Okay, yeah, no, I get you. Because this is your town too, because you live here also. So I was going to touch on that. The last time that you were elected, you said that was your last time running.
Probably be my last.
Oh, you said probably.
Probably.
See? You
Somebody
see, that
kept saying
probably, but now you're saying
now,
for sure.
Positively, this will be my last time running. Yes.
You know, you're super humble, Scott, and I don't have to tell you that. You know, and one of the things that like jumped out at me right off the bat about your humbleness is just like, you know, in your career serving our community, you were like, okay, I'll be part of the commission. So like, you know, you were as mayor, you're head of the whole commission, and then you also stepped back and did the commissioner role as well. No problem, no ego, no nothing.
No, you know, call me the mayor. There's a commission meeting, but otherwise, I'm Scott. You know, outside, a lot of people call me mayor, and I'll say, no, I'm just Scott. No, you're the mayor. I said, no, I'm Scott.
I'm Scott.
When I'm up on the dais, yes, you can call me mayor. But, you know, we're too small of a community. And I think, you know, if you're in a big city like Fort Lauderdale or something like that, maybe it's different. But to me, even if I was the mayor of Fort Lauderdale, I don't know. I'm not the kind of person. I like the smallness of Wilton Manors. I like the closeness of Wilton Manors. I know 13,000 people. You get to know a lot of them. You know the heartbeat of a lot of the residents in our city. And I love to help the citizens in our city.
Yeah,
I really do.
And there's not, you know, there's not a place like Wilton Manors. Okay, I
hope not.
There is. There isn't. I lived in Twin Peaks, San Francisco, right, which is right up above Castro. I lived in Manhattan, not far from Chelsea. You know, I've always tried to gravitate to gay cities because it feels safer there.
Right.
Okay, as a lesbian woman, I feel safer walking around with my trans friends or my drag queen friends. I feel safer in places like that. You know. And so, you know, but here in Wilton, you know, okay, we had Rock the Block a couple of weeks ago, and every single person that would come up to be like, you know, we had people from out of town, of course. And it's like, oh, where I come from, we don't have a space like this, you know, where you can walk up and down a bunch of blocks and eat, drink, party, look at art shows, look at, you know, there's just so much like Wilton, and nobody else has a place like that, really.
That was an exciting, I didn't quite know what was going to happen with Rock the Block, but I'm telling you, I loved it. I was there for almost the whole entire thing. It's right by the stage. Enjoyed every minute of it. The violinist.
Yes, Marcos
and,
Acox. We love you,
yes,
Papi. You're amazing.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. Oh my gosh.
And so good. Look, again, humbleness, right? So he's our mayor. He could be in VIP, right? He could probably be backstage with me. You know where Scott Newton was doing the cha-cha slide in the middle of the crowd with everybody, where somebody's like, hey, shit, the mayor's in the middle of the crowd. Like, should we go make sure he's okay? He's fine.
Exactly.
Trust me, he's okay.
I want to be with my people.
Yes, and you so were. So there's a lot going on in our city, you know, and like I told you before, I love Wilton. You know, there's major projects going on at Alibi Plaza and on 24th Street by the Metropolitan. We're just approved also. A hotel on Dixie Highway is likely to get approved this year as well. And that can mean 3 major projects simultaneously, all happening within half a mile of each other.
Right.
Okay. How awful is parking going to be?
It's going to be bad, but that's another reason why I want to still be here. I want to make sure that we can not just say, hey, you know, some people just go, well, we'll see what we can do about it. I want to make sure we can do something about it. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be perfect.
No, of course.
Of course, it's going to have some tough months and some tough weeks. But in general, if there's something we can do to make things easier for the residents of our city, for the visitors to come in during all this construction, let's do it. It can't be that hard to do. And it's easy to talk to our chief, and it's easy to talk to our city manager. We all work together as a team to make things work out for our city.
Yeah.
So I believe that it's going to be a tough road for a few months when the main part of it's going on. But when it gets down to the actual nuts and bolts part of it, I think we're going to be able to find our routes and our routes that will work it out so we can get somewhere and not have to go crazy with traffic.
Yeah, but we're going to have to come with our patience, you're saying.
Please,
right?
I'm so glad you said
that. Yeah, because that's the case. Listen, Wilton is our place, right? We love to be there, but, you know, we have to remember that it won't be as easy as it might be now, you know? So we have to pack our patience and know that it might take a little extra. Maybe you have a friend in Wilton or a booty call, and you can leave your car there and Uber over to Wilton. You just have to be better at planning, maybe.
But you got to think about the long term of this. What happens in 2 years when it's finished?
Yes.
The beautiful pieces that will be in place that we can go see. There's so much more that's going to happen in there. Like the place over on 24th Street. What they're going to have, there's a big park there too. And they're going to have places to eat there inside there. So maybe the places that are there now might not be there, but I think one of the restaurants is still going to be there when it comes back online.
Okay.
So it's changing some, but it's going to stay the same. I mean, it's not just going to be this big, tall building with a place to eat inside. It's going to be open out, a big green area, dog park there, and so it's going to be, I think, a very good asset. I think all three of them. There are two that we just passed, or I know are, but the hotel, honestly, passed for the commission. That's going to make a huge difference. We need a hotel in Wilton Manor, a boutique hotel. We don't need a 40-story building.
No.
We need one that is just going to come and enjoy and be part of the fabric of Wilton Manors.
Yeah. No, I get that. So, residents are afraid that Wilton will become like South Beach, and lose its gay charm, right? And its gay safe place. Have you been to South Beach?
I've been there before. I haven't been there in a while. But to me, it's so much different. You have those big buildings. I mean, it's talking about congestion.
Yeah.
We have got congestion maybe every once in a while, at big events.
Big events,
but
yeah.
not every day like they do down there. And I don't want the 10-story, the 20-story, the 30-story buildings. I think 8 is high enough in certain spots of Wilton Manors. That's why we have the TOCs. But that's it. I don't want to see 15-story buildings in Wilton Manors because we will lose the charm of Wilton Manors because anybody has their single-family homes, all you'll see is these tall buildings. And I don't want that in Wilton Manors, and a lot of us don't want that in Wilton Manors.
Yeah, no, and you see, and that keeps like the warmth of it, I mean,
Correct.
A boutique hotel, that's different. A lot of the people who come to visit have to stay way off, like on the beach when they come to Wilton,
Right.
There was a big gay cruise, always leaving from Fort Lauderdale,
Of course,
right?
yeah.
Last week, and it was like a Wednesday or Thursday, Scott, and Wilton was packed, and it was a Wednesday or Thursday. You thought it was Saturday night. Eagle had a line down the block, and I was like, what is going on? Oh, the cruise ship is here, and I was telling everybody, okay, prepare, because once these constructions start, this is how it's going to be, sort of, so.
Yeah, right. When construction, you're right. Absolutely right. When construction is going to be a little tough, but we'll get through it. We always do.
We always do. Yeah. We always do. Yeah. Okay, so I touched on South Beach because I lived in South Beach, right, during the 90s. And during the 90s, it was so gay, right? And it was so gay. And like I told you initially, I really try, as a Latina, brown, lesbian woman, I try to live in places that are safe for me, and safe for my friends. And so I lived on South Beach. I lived in the Castro. I've lived near Chelsea. I've always tried to live near LGBTQ plus circles, and I was there to watch the demise of South Beach. When it came to gay culture, South Beach is booming and you can go anytime you want. Right. And there's definitely the Palace and Nathan's and there's Twist. Our gayness is still there, but it's not so everywhere like it used to be. And how it is in Wilton for real, Do you ever talk to the mayor of a city like South Beach that has that kind of history behind it?
Honestly, no. I worry about my city more and the people that are inside and like the LGBT community, because they're the ones, and we're a city. I mean, I know South Beach is South Beach, but we're a small city surrounded by water. And I just think we're different. Just the people that come here, like you said, you come from South Beach. They come from South Beach because the way we are now. And they talk to me when things are going on saying, listen, we don't want to be that. We've been there, we've done that, and that's not what we like. We like what we're at now. Please don't change the quality of life that we have here. And that's why I think we've got those TOCs again that keep those buildings lower.
Yeah.
Keep it a little more homey.
A little more homey, a little more quaint. Yeah. What I mean? They're still going to be bougie because, we're bougie.
Oh, yeah. Because have a party and have a good time.
Of course. We make everything gay and beautiful, but it's going to be, not as big as everybody's thinking it's going to be, Right. Next question for you, Mayor. How is Wilton working towards a more sustainable future? Wilton is not what Wilton used to be 20 years ago. Like I was just saying about the cruise line dumping 20,000 people, right there in our backyard, Right. How are we planning for the future as a city? Well, I think in that aspect.
Right. Well, I think by these new buildings coming about, and we want a walkable city, more walkable. And when these new buildings up, they're going to have wider sidewalks, bigger setbacks, and people are going to walk instead of drive their cars. It's huge because, they talk about you got Uber and you got all that to bring people in. That's fine. But we want less traffic, but more community of walking. Just like pickleball. You play pickleball, you see new friends, you meet new people. You see new people and you walk around and you see people and you say hello to them as they walk by. You can't do that while you're in a car.
No.
You're too busy honking the horn, tell them to get out of the way because you got someplace to go.
Yep.
So Wilton Manors, I believe if we keep our parks beautiful and keep them where people want to go to, we have things like pickleball, we have things for the elderly at Hagen Park and at Iron St. Pike Preserve. Those are the kind of things that keep the community part of the community. So they'll
love
stay
that.
here and work. Yeah.
I love that. And you see it at Wilton, it's not just for gay boys, right? It's not just for the partying scene. We have things for seniors. We have things for dog lovers. We have things for people who love sports, it's, you can't just put everybody in a box, and Wilton Manors doesn't do that, right? It really tries to generate things for everyone.
Exactly.
A few years ago, Wilton Manors was on CNN for electing an all LGBTQ plus city commission, right? Commission meetings, I've heard that sometimes they get dramatic.
Sometimes.
Right? Sometimes, who is the first one to lose it on the commission? Is it Don or is it Chris Caputo?
What are you talking about?
Depending on what they're going to lose it about, right?
It's like all five of us. That's our pet peeves, If somebody tries to touch one of our pet peeves that we are really focusing and working on, we all have our moments.
Okay.
But what's great about this commission is we listen. We might do our, oh, no, there's that and the other and whatever. But when we get done, we vote. And we move on.
You shake hands and you're done.
Exactly.
Like you never just hold some kind of against somebody else.
A lot of times when we get done and you say no, this, that, and the other, we get done, we all vote yes.
Okay.
You know why? Because we said our piece, and the majority of the commission says that this is what we want. Okay, you know what? I voted. Okay, let's do it then. That's what we feel and everything. Let's go.
Okay, so there's times that you go in with a certain okay, no, I don't think I'm going to vote towards that. But then after hearing somebody's side, and then you're like, wait a minute, I didn't look at it that way. Sure. And you're open for that.
Right.
That's amazing. That's not having ego, Mayor.
Well, that's what you need, though, people up there. Because you only people with their own opinion and never change it.
Yes.
Things will never change.
No.
It will definitely go still.
And they're laser focused on, no, this has to be it. But let's talk about it,
right.
Yeah. Does Vice Mayor Rowley ever smile?
Yeah, when the meeting's over. No.
You're so bad.
He's an ex-federal tax guy, so
So is that why? He's a numbers guy.
Yeah,
So he's just always thinking about numbers.
And he's very good at numbers. And he has his, like I said, always have our part on the commission. And he's very good with the numbers and exact thing. And I'm more of like, okay, how does this whole thing fit together?
Yeah.
But yeah. It's funny you say that, but he does. He does.
I'm only messing with you, Mr. Rowley. You know that, okay?
Paul's a good guy.
He's amazing. Mayor, what has been the hardest day for you in office as mayor? And that's throughout all the elected time that you have been there.
Wow, that's
hardest day.
The hardest day. I guess the hardest day was getting back into being mayor during COVID. A lot of the community wasn't working. A lot of the community was scared to death.
Struggling.
I mean, literally scared to death and struggling, and try to encourage them that, things are going to get better. Not with the COVID part of it, but the city, they were just, where are we going to be? What are we going to do type of thing? And just to keep driving home that, keep going, talk to us about what your needs are. If we can help you, we will. And I think that helped. A lot of our employees that couldn't work or didn't want to work, we let them stay home, work as much as they could at home. And the ones that wanted to come in and work, they got paid more, though, because they came in.
They came in, yeah.
And I just think the community here, when you can help them and tell them, listen, we can get you shots. We brought that to Wilton Manors. You didn't have to go stand in line some other city or, out west or whatever. We had it right there for them. I think helped a lot too.
Yeah, no, and you folks, came through. I remember when the MPOX scare came, you also brought it to Wilton Manors. Yeah. None of those folks had to go outside to get that much needed vaccine. So, who's running against you for re-election? Do you know?
One gentleman right now, Mike Sensibero.
Okay.
Who I know, he comes to commission meetings. But I always have somebody running against me. So
in life, we always have somebody running against us. Even sometimes the person running against us is ourselves. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
And we're.
But it's healthy. It's healthy.
It is. It is.
Yeah. I wish him well. I don't wish him to win, but I wish him well.
I wish you well, sir. I don't wish you to win, but I wish you well. I've seen you at Alibi, at Myth Gastropub. Is there anywhere on the drive that you haven't gone to yet?
I think I've gone to every single place on the drive.
You can say that. Literally say that.
I've been at least once to every single place on the drive. Some later than others.
Yeah.
But some for lunch, some for breakfast.
Some as mayor and some as just Scott. Because
correct,
again, you know, I've seen Scott New in an alibi at 10 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is official business here with dollars in his hand. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's that. Okay, can we get a little personal? Is that okay?
Sure.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay. When are you going to change your status on Facebook?
Next month?
I think it's time. Do you understand why I'm asking you that?
Yes.
Okay. So our mayor just went through a breakup, you know, and that's something that we all go through in our lives, right? And you know, and he had been married for quite a few years.
Long time.
You know, and I had the pleasure of meeting his wife, and she was a nice woman. And now that chapter of your life is over, you know, and you're going through a divorce. And I met your beautiful new girlfriend. May I say her name? Is that okay? You know, she's amazing.
She's a lot of fun.
You know, Nora, and she is a delight. Like, she is just a delight, and she's also a pickleball champion.
Yes, we won a golden ticket a couple years ago.
Oh my goodness!
But
so you had met her before, right?
Just met her in pickleball, and we just became friends, and just play pickleball. I mean, we play pickleball, and off we go our other ways. And then every once in a while, a bunch of pickleballers would hang out a little bit and have a drink, but that was all. And then we'd all go home. And that lasted until, you know, last year sometime. And then she had gotten divorced. And, you know, I love Cindy, my former wife. I do. She's a sweet person. It's just, we just went different directions.
Yeah.
I hope the best for her. I hope she finds someone. I really do. But my chapter of that life is different. Her and I are with our kids. That's going to be our family and our life there. But I'm in a new direction now, and I'm happy.
Are you happy? You are happy.
I'm very happy.
You look happy.
Yeah, and I hope she becomes very happy with the rest of her life. I really do.
She's the baby. She's your baby mama.
Exactly,
I mean, of course, she's always, you know, like, she gave you your children. That respect is never going to go away.
Exactly.
You know, people. I mean, in our community, I think that you're gonna relate to us even more now after this breakup. You know, because we have grinder breakups, we have real breakups, we just have breakups all the time. You know, and some people like fall apart over it, Scott, and other people understand that things have expirations. You know, milk has expiration. You don't want to drink that shit after it expired, right? And sometimes that occurs with relationships, and it does not mean that either party is a bad person.
Exactly. You see that? Thank you for saying that. That is a perfect saying.
You know,
It is.
Cindy was a great person. She is a great
She is
person.
still a good
You know,
person. She has a dog rescue. She takes care of her dogs, and she saves lives, dogs' lives. And amazing what she does.
Yeah. And so, I mean, but I love you and Nora. And hopefully I can officiate the new wedding. Can you imagine FayWhat officiating the wedding?
How did I go that far?
All right. Sorry, Nora. I didn't mean to mess with you. Our nonprofit, Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, put on the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival, right? What does the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival mean to you and mean to Wilton?
Well, for one, to the city, I think is the heartbeat of what goes on in the year of Wilton Manors. It means a lot to my community. It's the biggest event we really have. Is Stonewall. It means something to, even if you're not gay, it should mean something to you.
I mean, it's Stonewall. The name of it alone, you know? I mean, you don't carry a name like that lightly.
Lightly, right.
Especially for all these years.
And for me, it touches the heart of all of the LGBT community that loves me and has supported me in the past, because we all want the same thing. We want equality. We want to be treated the same. It has nothing to do with if you're gay, you're straight, you're black, you're green, you're blue. You know, it's all about come to Wilton Manors and live in Wilton Manors because you want to be safe and you want to be able to enjoy life. And if that's what you want to do, please come in Wilton Manors. Now, if you don't like this kind of group or you don't like that kind of group, there's other places for you to go.
Of course.
And I told that to somebody at one of my commission meetings. He kept coming complaining and didn't like this and blah, blah, blah. And I finally said, I don't think this is a place for you. Maybe you should move.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. He said, you're telling me that? I'm like, Yeah.
But Scott, I don't think I have to tell you this. You can't make everybody happy.
Oh, never.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
and
no.
you can put on an event that is crystal clear, beautiful from beginning to end, and has everybody incorporated, and there's inclusivity, and there's enough security, and you finished on time, and the streets aren't dirty, and there will still be someone that will say it was too loud, it wasn't good enough, the entertainment sucked. You know, you've got to be okay with being like Teflon and letting that slide off you sometimes. You know?
Long time ago.
Oh, a long time ago. I don't have to tell you about that then. All right.
That was one of the hardest things I think too, when you start out being on the commission, is to have those things off your back. Because, like you said, you'll have 10 people here and 10 people here, and they are just complete opposites. And you got to find a way to make them both unhappy, but not terribly unhappy.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
where you'd seem like, okay, now I did my job.
And you're like, were we all at the same place?
Yeah, I know. I had fun. You didn't have fun there? What's
I'd be like,
going
what
on?
do you mean? You know, but it is what it is. Okay, so I have a game on my show, and it's called Say What with FayWhat. And basically, I just say things, and you say whatever you say. You say what comes up first, right? So, for example, if I say to you, cash or Cash App?
Cash. I'm old.
You have cash in your pocket?
Yes.
Wow. I never have cash in my pocket. Like never. Like I have
These are my kids. It's a credit card.
It's like, or my phone. Bleep, bleep,
Oh,
bleep,
yeah,
bleep,
yeah.
you know?
That's right. Yeah.
Tacos or wings?
Oh, God, that's tough, but probably tacos.
Okay. Shopping in store or shopping online?
Oh, shopping in store. I love to go and touch and feel everything.
I bet you do. Football or basketball?
Football.
Okay. Pickleball or tennis?
Pickleball.
I knew that. Cake or pie?
Pie.
Car or truck?
Depends what I'm doing.
Paper book or ebook?
Paper book.
Lady Gaga or Beyonce? This is really important, Scott. Don't get this wrong.
Lady Gaga.
You got that right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm allergic to cats.
Oh,
I'm getting near them. My eyes and.
so take a pill. What's wrong with you? Toilet paper end over or under?
Over.
Yes. See,
Have
that's
to.
my
You
mayor
have
right
to.
there. How do you?
You don't want dangling.
No, you don't. And then the cat gets it. It's a whole big thing. But not your cat because you're allergic. How do you take your coffee?
I don't drink coffee. I drink tea.
Like, do you have like your pinky out when you drink it?
Both pinkies.
Both pinkies out. Okay. What's your perfect breakfast, Mayor?
Ham and cheese omelet with a little onion in it with some hash browns.
Yum.
Yeah, a little ketchup.
Yeah. See, ketchup with my eggs. I do ketchup with my eggs
There you
too.
go.
All right. Do you put your socks on before or after your pants?
Most of the time after.
See, again, you put on your socks like the mayor of Wilton Manors. Take that in, right? When you don't think that you're enough and you can't to get through the day, you put your socks on the same way the mayor does. Mayor Scott Newen, thank you so much for being on the FayWhat Show. Honestly, you are a gem. Follow him on all social media, okay? He's on everything. And just continue to be you. You allow us to have fun in Wilton Manors.
Well, I want everybody to have fun in Wilton Manors.
But you allow that to happen. You let us feel like that is a possibility all the time, and stepping into Wilton Manors makes us feel that way too, and these are the people, these are the allies that we need to continue to support, right? To elevate, to know that they are making those decisions for our communities, that they stand by our communities. They don't talk all the bull crap and then don't deliver. Scott Newen is one of those people, and he will be running for mayor of Wilton Manors. So make sure that you're registered to vote and you vote when it's time, right?
Thank you so much.
Did I say everything correct? Just about.
You have been perfect.
Oh, I love you, Scott. Thank you
David.
so much for being
Oh,
you. Thank you. We love you, Scott. And make sure, like I said, follow him on all social media and go to a commission meeting.
Yes,
I hear
done.
that it's really dramatic and fun. People clutch their pearls and everything. I'm just saying. All right. Thank you so much, Scott Newen.
Thank
We
you.
will be right back.